Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone. I hope you're checking out 1 hour of 5 Yard Rush, one of the best podcasts on NFL football in the UK.
And for some reason it didn't add me into the stage. That's fine. These things happen the more you do them. We're back. We're back to do a Fantasy League Explained. Different show to what we normally do on a Thursday, but it's a week off to get some rest and recuperation. And so therefore, thought it was a good time just to do a couple of these shows. We, as I mentioned, they are pre-recorded, but it does just give us some time just to give these the attention they deserve and just go ahead and put them out there. And talk a little bit more around the Warrior Bowl and all the great things that the Warrior Bowl is. It's a phenomenal competition. It's raised over £100,000 for charity. It's run by Greg and also Foley, who have done a phenomenal job. Lots of engaging videos. I think it's year 6 that they've been doing this. They've been doing this quite a while. It's really captured the imagination of people. I was the original runner-up in 2020. And yeah, just a phenomenal tournament. Again, just so many fun people. I've had so many great people I've drafted with in there over the years, and some great analysts playing it as well. It's really tricky. It's a managed tournament, so not best ball, which means you have to keep an eye on waivers, and waivers really make the difference. When I made the final a few years ago, waivers really did make the difference to my team and really allowed me to progress and get me through to the runners-up spot. Just narrowly picked by Steve Perkins. Last year's winner, Kurt Holloway, great friend of mine. Great to see him win it. But yeah, been some incredible winners over the years of this tournament. And so this year's path is challenging. The scoring is challenging. There are points per reception, and then also points off for incompletions, points off for sacks. Quarterbacks do take a bit of a hit in this format. Quite considerably. So you've got to be a bit careful. And so the top 6 quarterbacks have a huge elevation in terms of the rest of the field. So when you're thinking about the structure of who you're going to take in this tournament, you definitely need to think about taking one of the 6 QBs in the first round. And so the front end of the first round has to be a quarterback, has to be one of those 6 picks. I think if you go any other way with the scoring, it does leave you a little bit short. And then from there, again, you can make the argument to take a Chase or a Barkley or another premium wide receiver or running back of your choice. But if you really think the first 5 rounds, you need to start 2 QB, 2 running back, and then a wide receiver tight end. You can see the scoring as we go down. You'll have access to this sheet, by the way. You'll be able to find these in here. And the scoring is I kind of think if you're playing a Superflex league, you elevate up the running backs, and then the rest of it does kind of flatten out to be quite equal. There is some premiums for the tight ends, but George Kittle's at 47 as the tight end 2. Trey McBride at 53 as the tight end 3. So they don't elevate them tons. So pretty much, load up on the running backs before they run out, then go and get your wide receivers. And there's plenty of wide receivers here around the sort of 250 to 240 mark. You can load up on and get guys in this range, and they're not going to kill you too much. And then they do kind of fall off a cliff once you get sort of Calvin Ridley 226, Cooper Kupp to 222, and then you kind of then start to see them fall off into the 200s and into oblivion pretty quickly. So yeah, you can get a lot of guys in those ranges, especially if they've been reached early, and then people start chasing the quarterback and running back positions. You kind of want to cement those; they're your core. So first 5 rounds, 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks you need to take, and then the 5th could be the wide receiver, tight end. Then start hammering those positions. Try and pick up a 3rd RB somewhere in there. So your first sort of 9 rounds, you probably want to have 2 QBs, 3 to 4 running backs, and then the rest wide receivers and tight ends. And that's kind of how I would be playing it this year. And then you just have to really watch the waiver wire. Take late round, I would be taking handcuffs. They're going to be really valuable in this format. The Guerreros, the Scatbos, the Ray Davises, the Braylon Allens. These are the names that I'd be looking at quite late in these drafts. Well, as late as you can. The ADP will push them up quite considerably. But you're going to need to get a couple of these guys, a Jerome Ford, for example. These are guys you can kind of pick up quite late, and or as late as you can. But they will make a big difference to your roster. You'll definitely want to be anchoring some of those RBs in there. And then you're going to have weeks if you lose a QB to where actually starting another QB it could be semi-detrimental. If you look at, for example, let's pick a low-end QB here, Tyler Shook. He's not scoring as many points as scoring level with like Roman Dunze and Garrett Wilson. So, if you've got plenty of depth in a position, especially like running back and wide receiver, there might be that advantage to take and play a wide receiver in that slot or a running back in that slot. So keep an eye on those, like Russell Wilson down here. Look who he's surrounded by in a supporting cast. They're things to consider when you do this. The guys at Warrior Bowl, I think they've still got a few spots left, so do get signed up. This was a time of recording. This was a little while ago, so if you're watching this, it might be full now. But get in touch with the guys at the Warrior Bowl, at Warrior Bowl on X. Do join their tournament. It's phenomenal. It's so good. They're great guys. I've met them several times. I'm a big fan of theirs, and I'm pleased to know them. Really good, hardworking, honest people who just really care about the communities they support, and they've raised an awful lot of money. So, and Foley with his video content is really top notch. It's second to none. So, do give them a like, a follow. Details are where you can find them on X, and their website will be in the show notes along with these projections. I've given you an idea kind of how I would break this down. It should help you out a little bit. But yeah, just feel free to get in contact. Tell them Murf sent you. They'll appreciate that. But yeah, it's a great tournament. Get involved. And we're doing more of these explainer videos, as I mentioned, after this one as the THFFB. And if we get some time, we'll try and do the MND Bowl as well. I think that's probably the last one I will do, unless maybe the Lionheart and the IHC Bowl might be. And if the IDP Plus League for Autism Awareness goes, I might do that one later on in August. But we've done so many of these explainer videos over the last sort of few weeks, and the reaction to them has been pretty positive, and I really appreciate that. If you have only tuned in to watch this video, thank you so much. Just do me a favor, especially if you're just getting the projection sheet to play, whack a donation to the charity that you're playing in, or just your local charity or anything like that. That'd be great. But also just hit a like and subscribe and a comment. That really, really helps us to continue to grow this channel. We had such an amazing audience over the near 1,000 episodes we've done on podcast, but we were very late to the YouTube party. We're really trying to grow that audience. So please do give us a like, subscribe, and a follow. That would be greatly appreciated. It just help us out, and just hit a comment here and there, just saying thanks or whatever. Would really appreciate that. That's going to do it. Nice short video, great competition. Scoring's below. Do check it out. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. But until then, Rush Nation, don't forget, as always, keep rushing.